HTML example, CSS example, and CSS folder. Okay, so if anyone have joined today first class, please download the Notepad++. Simple editor, download it, and then just like it is a simple editor, you can keep using this Notepad++. Go on internet and just download it. Notepad++.org should be the website. From there you can download it. Okay, so HTML folder you created. Under the HTML folder, do the right click and create a new text file. Do the right click and create a new text file. Give the file name called HTML developer guide. HTML developer guide. HTML developer guide. Okay, HTML developer guide file is ready. Next, it's a text file, simple text file we have created. HTML developer guide. The syllabus file we have made yesterday. Inside that file, we have written many technology. So our first step is this HTML. So related to that, we will be writing some notes under the HTML developer guide. Go to your HTML developer guide, do the right click, and then whichever the editor you are following, maybe Notepad++, Sublime Editor, VS Code, Eclipse, or whichever editor you have in the system, do the click, again do the right click, option will come here. Suppose for me option is coming called edit with Notepad++. I will select this edit with Notepad++. So my file will get open under the Notepad++ editor. My file will get open under the Notepad++ editor. Let's open the file in the Notepad++ or whichever the editor you are following. Okay, ready. Now after that, in this Notepad++ editor, let's go here and we will write few lines of theory, some notes about HTML, what we are going to study inside HTML, and if a person know HTML, what are the things you know from HTML, rule, regulation, entire structure of HTML. Okay, so HTML you may have seen on internet. Their full form is Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext Markup Language. You can write Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext Markup Language is those language that deal with the browser directly. You have programming language, you have database language, you have a scripting language, you have markup language. So markup language is that language that directly deal with the browser, that send the information to browser and collect the information from browser. Okay. Now hypertext markup language, what it says and what it is inside. So I'll write in the next line. Okay, hypertext markup language. It has collections of predefined tags. Who wrote HTML, when wrote, that is not required for you. If you want to read that, you can read from internet. But what is the use of HTML, where you are going to use, what is inside, and whatever is inside, how that works. That is the important for the developer. So we wrote it's called a hypertext markup language, and it has a collections of predefined tags. Now come down. It used to send information information to browser, comma, it used to collect information from browser. Collect information from browser. So overall, using the HTML, we can send the data to browser, and using the HTML only, we can collect the data also from the browser. Okay, it used to send information to browser, it used to collect information from browser. So which one? What used to send the information? That is called HTML tags. Okay, HTML tags is to send the information to browser, and HTML tag used to collect information from browser. Come down. Now another line we are going to write. So using this three line, we understood, okay, using HTML, it has something called tags, and the tag will help us to send the information in browser, and the tag will help us to collect the information from browser. So if HTML is ready to send the information to the browser and collect the information browser, why CSS is required? Next line is going to guide you. It has limited property and value. Property and values. It has limited property and values. Due to that limitation, responsive design is not possible only through HTML. You can write it. Okay, it has limited property and value. Due to that limitation, responsive word represent, it should work in the mobile phone also, it should work in the laptop also, it should work in the tab, it should work in the large monitor. All the device your page should work properly. That word is called as a responsive. Okay, so due to that limitation, responsive design is not possible only using HTML. Only using HTML. So how that will be possible, that is the next plan. But as of now, in this 4-5 line, we got idea using HTML, we are sending the browser to information to browser, we are collecting the information from browser, and in this process, HTML is going to help us to display our information on the World Wide Web. And while displaying the information, there may be requirement. Some people will open in the mobile phone, some people will open the page in the laptop, some people will open in the different devices. So HTML says like there is a limitation inside. I have a feature to communicate with the browser, but when the matter will come for the look and feel, when the matter will come for responsive design that should fit in all the devices, I am a little weak on that point. Okay, then same time CSS will come and CSS will say, no problem, I will help you. I have lot of property value. I will give you my all the property value. You merge with the HTML tags and deal with the browser. Okay, that another line you are going to write here, and then we can go ahead with the next point of the HTML. So CSS, what it says, CSS is like it has collections of only property and value, only property and values. What is that property value? We are going to see. Okay, it has a collections of only property and value. It used to change the look and feel of the web page. Change look and feel of web page. Used to change the look and feel of web page. Now, how that property value works, that internally, that is the next thing to discuss. Now, right here, a responsive web page. Responsive web page, like those websites that work in all the devices. How that comes? It's come like this. From HTML, you are going to use the tags. Plus, from the CSS, you are going to use the property and values. This way you will combine so that you can create a responsive web page. So this line is end here. Now next discussion on HTML. So we got idea why CSS is required, because the HTML has little limitation. That is that due to that limitation, HTML will get weak on the point where responsive design matter will come. So at that point, CSS will say, I have only property value, but I don't have tag. So even I cannot talk to the browser directly. Once we will mix together, you give your tag, I will give my property value, we will mix together, then we can design a responsive page. Okay. After that, so that is going, that people are using in the market. Now this point, it has collections of predefined tags. Collections word represent a lot. Like wherever you have many things, then we can say the collections. Okay, now come down right here. When you say the tags, how that look like? Total 6 important points are there in HTML. Only 6 points. Your entire HTML structure you will understand if you remember the 6 point. And that 6 point we are going to remember today. Okay. Tags. Tags, how that look? Okay. You have seen in W3 already, multiple places you have seen, you may have the basic idea of HTML. So this is called open tag. It can be user defined also, it can be predefined also, it can be made by us, it can be made by someone else. And this is called end of the tag. End of tag. Okay, so here you can say a starting, here you can say the ending. Open tag and close tag. Now next line. So this is the structure of the tag, how the tag will look like. We can create our own tag also under the rule of the JSX, under the rule of the XML, we can create our own tag also. So whenever, whether you create your own tag or it's a predefined tag, it will be within the square bracket, maybe only open, maybe open close, both, that we are writing now below. Okay, right below next. Type of tag, because when you are going to write the HTML code, you need to know what I'm writing. Okay, whatever the line you are writing, that word should be there in your mind. Yes, I'm writing this line, this is the region of that. I open and close, this belong to this group. I have only open, this belong to this group. So this type of tag is required. Okay, this question may come in interview, maybe people will ask you. Okay, if you read on internet, people have given so many answers different way, but through example I will represent you, through proof, right? So from today onwards your definition should get changed. If anyone asks in HTML how many types of tag we have, we can't remember that. Okay, but we can categorize that. So that way you are going to answer from today. Number one you have called input tags, and second you have called output tags. These two type of tags we have in HTML. Okay, using input tags, you can write a small line of this definition. It used to collect. It used to collect input from user. Input from user. Which one? The input tags. Another one is called output tag. It used to display information to user. It used to display information to user. It used to collect, whether you can write here called input or information, both are correct. It used to collect input or information from user, and it used to display information to user. Right till here. After that, okay, hope you are writing. The people who are online, believe, hope you are writing, because once you come out from the class, once the class will end, what will be the proof in front of you? Maybe after 1 hour, you may forget half. Maybe by evening, you will forget 70%. Maybe by tomorrow, you can forget 80%. Okay, so if there will be a written proof, you can open that and have a look. Mind will get refreshed. Whichever the content was about to delete, it will come back. That is called notes. Okay, so whether in notebook or in the system, create a note. It will be helpful for you. Okay, so now let's talk about the internet. When we open any website, Flipkart you open, Facebook you open, LinkedIn you open, multiple hundred websites you have already used. So when you open the Gmail, what you do? In Gmail, what we do? We log in, first we register, then we log in. After that, we do something. When you open the Flipkart, what you do? It displays a lot of products. We buy the product, add to cart. Add to cart is nothing but the input. Once you do add to cart, later on it will ask you, okay, login. Then again we do the input. After some time again, whatever the item you have added in the cart, it will display you. That's become the output. Leave Flipkart, come to the Facebook. First day, once you open the Facebook, you will register. That is called your input. After some time, you will log in, again input. Once you go inside, once login will success, the Facebook will display you some data. That is called as a output. Again, you will comment someone. That is called as a input. You will upload something photo. That is called as a input. You will upload the video. That is called as a input. Someone will see your photo and video. That's called as a output. When you play the YouTube, what you do? A person will log in and he will upload the video. That is called as a input. Many people will come, he will play the video. That's called as a output. So overall, till date, whichever the web application you have gone through, you have gone through the two activity only. Number one, input, and second one is called a output. Now the type of input will be different and type of output will be different. Type of input in the sense, sometimes we enter only a string name, sometimes we enter the email ID alphanumeric, sometimes we enter the mobile number as only numeric, sometimes we upload the video that's called as a MP4, sometimes we upload the audio called as a MP3, sometimes we upload the PDF file, sometimes we upload the image. So all the inputs are different. Now what input you are going to upload, same will come as a output as a display. Okay. So today onwards, change your definition. Whenever anyone asks how many type of input tags we have in HTML, you can say there is a many hundred, but according to use, we can categorize into two parts. One is called input group, another one is called output group. Using input group, we can capture the input from user, and using output groups, we can display the information to users. Okay, open any website and do anything. You can, what you will do, input output in two game only. Now for input we have separate container, and for output we have separate container. Container is called a tag. Okay, if you go to the market, you want to buy a milk, what you will carry? You will not carry the bag, no, with a hole. You will carry something, bottle or something, or they will give in the packet. You want to buy the potato, you cannot carry the bottle. You will carry the bags. Okay? So according to input, you have to carry the container so that your input should fit with the container. Then only you can hold it. In HTML term, we are going to display our information on the web to the entire world. So you have to decide, yes, this is my input. Now this is my data. For this data, what type of container I should use? And that is called decision on selecting the particular tags according to your output. Suppose if you want to display 100 line of character and use those container, their capacity is 50 character, overflow will happen. Okay, you choose those container, their capacity is 2000 character, and you are displaying only hello, how are you? This will become as a underflow. Okay, sometime when you open the web page, you will find the page is very slow. Sometimes you will find page will open and it will crash also. Okay, so each and everything under the control of a designer and developer. How fast you can make your page, you have to decide. Okay, that's called selection of content and container. Content and container. That is about learning the HTML. When we learn the HTML, we should not use any tag for any output or any input. We have to think, okay, this tag is made for what purpose, what is the memory size, and up to how much limit is there, and till where we should use, where we should not use. Okay, if you are selecting like that, once you design your page will go for the multi-hundred years. It will not crash, it performance will not be poor, it will be always super better. Okay, so let's come. I'll go here inside this file, and we have written, we have got how many type of tag? Two type of tag. Okay, so only 6 point we need to remember. If a person is working in HTML last 20 years, if he asks his entire concept and start dividing, you will find, okay, overall 6 point has come out. Or a person who have a lot of experience, he start writing a line, and if you go to that line and ask him, okay, this belong to where? Maybe he remember or not remember the point and rules, but whatever he is writing, that belong to this 5-6 rules only. Okay, so overall in HTML we have two type of tag. One is called input tag, another one is called output tag. Now let's understand the behavior of this input and output. What is their behavior and what is their internal structure? So we will write here the next, after writing the 6 point, we'll create example and then we'll prove, yes, really like this. Then you open any website and check, yes, whether it is fitting with the 6 points or not. So right there, behavior of HTML tags. Behavior in HTML term, behavior spelling is this, behavior. Behavior of HTML tags is a keyword that we are going to use further. Behavior of HTML tags, whichever the tag you have, HTML4, 5, or even if you are creating your own tag also, those all come under this 5-6 rules only. Okay? The first behavior. Okay, the first behavior. First behavior is, even you have seen already, but you may be aware of or you may not. Okay, that is called a dependent tag. Tag HTML tag is called a element also. Element. In the term of JavaScript, it's called a element. On internet, if you read somewhere on any website, less people has given called independent tag or independent tag. Most of the people have written dependent element. Independent element. Okay, so element is nothing but tag only. In the term of HTML, tag is called a tag, but in the term of JavaScript, the tag is called a element. Okay, in JavaScript, element word define two things. Number one, HTML tag, and number two, array element. In array, we will store the value, that will also call it element only. And in the term of HTML, whichever the tags we have, it's called a element in JavaScript. Okay, in dependent element, and second one you write called it independent element. You can write tag also. Independent tag is called the element. Independent tag, independent element. Dependent tag, independent tag. Okay, dependent element, independent element. Right? Now, see here. Right here, in HTML, there are many hundred tags. So how to identify which one is dependent element, which one is dependent tag, which one is independent tag? Okay, so just write a combined answer for all those tags. There is no any limitation. It can be any tag. Those tags that has open and close. Open and close separate. Example. Suppose if you have written or seen the HTML code that look like this. HTML will open and HTML will be closed. So one side HTML tag is starting, another side HTML tag is ending. Our definition says those tag that has open and close separate. That is called as a dependent tag, dependent element. Okay, not only this much. Let me write some more. H1 tag you might have seen on internet. If you have not seen, let's remember this. Open close. So this becomes a dependent. Body tag you may have seen. Open close. called as a dependent. Not only a predefined tag. Suppose hello we open and hello we close. Hello we close. Hello we open and hello we close. Hello we open and hello we close. So hello become as a dependent tag. It's a user defined only, but it's become as a dependent tag. It's come under the React JSX rule, JavaScript and XML. There we can create our own tag. Okay, so how you want to create your own tag, whether dependent or independent, you have to decide. So from today onwards, on internet or anywhere, or when we are going to write the example, if you write a tag, tag name can be anything. If the tag is open without slash and the tag is ending with slash, okay, then in our mind, one point should hit directly saying like, oh, it's called as a dependent element. Come to the next. We have you seen anything, something like this on internet? W3 everywhere, YouTube at least. That is called as what? Dependent. Okay. See, when we work on the project, okay, extender company who have the proper rule and regulation, they will say like, write the code 2 hours and review the code for the 3 hours. Don't write the code more than 2 hours daily. Okay, new code we should write daily 2 hours. Review it 3 hours. Maximum how many hours? 5 hours. I have worked for some company. There was a complete guideline from the manager, from senior. Everyone was saying, don't write the code more than 2 hours. Okay. And after writing the code, just review it 3 times, 4 times. Okay. So quality of the code should not be poor. It should be extended. Okay. So in that case, when you are writing the code and your code is going to come in the browser, it is going to execute in the browser. So we cannot guarantee every user should use the same browser. Someone will use old browser, someone will use the new browser, someone will use different browser. So what you want? Your page should work in all the browser, right? It should work in all the browser because the page is on the internet. You cannot say, no, sorry. You cannot open in Chrome. You open in Mozilla only, right? We cannot put such kind of limitation. We will lose the customer. So dependent, independent tag is going to play the major important role. Okay. Some browser you have, if you suppose you open the body, you have missed out to close the body. Few browser automatically it will close it. Few browser will say, sorry, I cannot close it. Your page is wrong. Structure is wrong. It will not work. Page will get break. Okay. So browser dependency will come if you are not opening and closing the tag properly. Okay. Come down next. Next line we have called independent tag. Okay. Independent tag, what it says, those tag that has only open, closing is optional. Those tags that has only open. Okay. You can write here as it called self-closing. Self-closing. Independent tag are those tags that has only open and it is called as self-closing, means open and close together. For example, suppose you might have seen on internet a tag called BR. Normally people write like this, but that is a wrong method. We must have to put the slash in the last. It's called a self-closing tag. Open and close together. You might have seen a tag called HR. Okay. You might have seen called Img tag. The slash is optional, but it is optional for the HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery. It is not optional in Angular and React. In Angular and React, if you not follow the slash in the last, Angular will throw the error. It will say template parsing error. Okay, if you not put the slash in the last, Angular will throw the error template parsing error. React will throw the error JSX fragment something wrong. Okay, so we should put the proper habit, keep the slash in the last if it is the independent tag. Then you will say, how I will remember it's dependent or independent. We are learning the same. Okay, so whenever we will put a tag only slash in the last, we will understand yes, it's independent. And if we write a tag with open and close separately, we will understand yes, it's called as a dependent tag. So 2 point is here and remaining 2 point is here. See this two line what we have written, it is not in the favor of input and output, it is in the favor of both. A input tag also can be open and close, a output tag can be also open and close. It like input and output both can come under this area. Because of that I have not given the point number 3 and 4, I have given the point number 1 and 2 again. Reason is this dependent and independent is the part of input also and the part of output also. You can find these two behavior in both the list, input and output. Okay, come down. Write the next point. 3 and 4, two more are there. These two last 2 point is important for responsive web design. Okay, for responsive web design. Responsive web design. Okay. Responsive web design, if you remember, okay, open the maybe some website, maybe you can say Amazon or maybe Flipkart. If you open in the laptop, you can see, okay, or let me open our website only. Why to give someone else example? Just 1 minute, it's opening. Okay, last 2 point is for the especially for responsive design. According to device, you will be changing the behavior of HTML page. Let me go to the info campus page. Fast. Appear somewhere. Okay, load it. I'll go to the home page. Some photos are there that will guide you properly. No, look like internet is slow or something else. Still not working. So it will come. Loading now home page. Okay, so suppose a person will open this page. A person will open this page in laptop. So come down. Here 4 blocks are there. You can see this 4 yellow, green, some blocks. 4 block is coming in one line. Look below. There is called 6 photos. 6 images are coming in one line. Below 2 blocks are in one line. Again below 4 photos are in one line. Below some more set with there. Okay. So till here. Now I have opened this page in the laptop. Next, what will happen? A person will open the same page in mobile phone. What will be the behavior of this? Let's go here. Minimize. Okay. You can see the photo was still, this is here. Okay. Now you can see the photo was coming in one line. The same photo will now move in the new line. Blocks 1, 2, 3, 4. Here many photos was coming in the one line. All the photo will shift in the new line now. Again, suppose if you open the big monitor, these photos will come in one line. This 4 block will come in one line. If I go to the small monitor, again this blocks will shift to the next line, right? So our responsive design, what it says, responsive design says like, according to a screen size, your content should rearrange automatically. If the device is a large device, the content should rearrange accordingly. If the screen is a small device, the content should rearrange automatically. Okay. Again, let me come to this page. Now, if I am opening in the big size, you can see here, this is coming in one line. That is called as a inline. When I go to the small device, these blocks are going to the new line. That is called a block. Means moving to the new line. Okay. So for that, what we have is, we have two important points from the HTML. That is the actual behavior of HTML. HTML tags, not HTML. You can say it's actual behavior of HTML tags. Okay. That is one is called block label element. Block label element. You can write as a bracket tag also. Block label element. And the fourth point you have, that is called inline element. Inline element. Inline tag also you can write. Block label element and inline element. Block label tag, inline tag. Okay. What is that? It says like, those tags. Okay, it can be either input tag also, output tag also, or we have multiple hundred tags inside. They're saying like those tags, it can be any tag that print a statement, STATEME, a statement in new line by default. Like those tags that is not ready to print the content in one line. If you call the tag, every time it will print in the new line. Okay. So if those kind of tags will come in front of us, then we will say, oh, it is called a block level element, block level tag that is covering the full width. Or whether it's covering full width or half width is no matter. The statement, the content will get printed in a new line. It will not go to the new line, same line. That is called block level element. We have many tags. We will be writing the example of that. Come to the another one. So now we wrote like those tags that print the statement in new line by default. Now when I go to this large monitor, where it is printing? It is not printing in the new line. It is printing in the same line. So what we can say? It is not called as a block. It's called as a inline. It's called as a inline. But the same tag, if person will open in the small monitor, mobile, you will see the same tag is shifting to where? New line. The behavior got changed, right? So behavior got changed, right? So those kind of page will call it a responsive page. So let's come down to the next line. That is called inline tag. Okay. Those tags that print a statement in same line by default. Same line by default. Those tags that print a statement in new line by default, that is called a block level tag. Those tags that print the statement in the same line, that is called as a inline tag. Same line and new line, what is represent? Not vertically, it's called as a horizontally. Horizontally print in the same line, that's called as a inline. Vertical is print in the new line, one after other, that is called as a block. Okay. So first one is saying as a vertical, one after the first is first line, second will go to the second line. But the inline elements is like it print continuous in the same line. Once the screen will get end, then it will shift to the new line automatically. Okay, so this 6 point is main part of your HTML, and using this 6 point only, you are going to manipulate the HTML using the CSS, and you are going to manipulate the HTML using the JavaScript also. Okay,
Yeah.
the block label tag we can convert from. Okay, let me write one line below, and there we tell me.
Shiram, third and fourth one, can you repeat once?
Block label tags are those tags that print in the new line. Here is out.
I just want with the example which we are showing. Actually,
Yes. Look at
yeah.
See now, it is coming. These four photos, these four blocks are coming where in the same line. It's called horizontally. It's printing in the same line. That is called as a inline, right? It is called as a inline because horizontally it's printing in the same line. But when I go to the small device, now the nature of inline will convert into block. Now it will not be in the same line. It will be in the same line but vertically. It will move one after. Then you will say there is no space in the right side. That is the only rule. When the screen was a small size, then each block was covering the 25% of the width. 25, 25, 25, 25. Okay. When the screen becomes a small size, then 25% width converted into 100%. So it will cover how much? Full width. No space. So next we'll go to where? New line. That is the actual logic of CSS. Okay. But as a non-technical person, if you want to understand what is the term and how it works, then we can say if printing in the same line, then you can say the inline tag. If printing in the new line, then it's called as a block label tag. Now, why it will come in the same line? Question: suppose in one room there is one bench. In one bench there is the 4 seats. One person came, he will sit in one chair. He will put his bag in second chair. He will put his helmet in the third chair, and he will put his purse on the fourth chair. Now all the 4 chairs are busy. That meaning the first row is fully occupied. Second person will come, where he will go? He will look into the first row. Space is not there because all the 4 chairs are occupied with something. Now he will shift to where? Second chair automatically. But in case the second chair is also not free, then what we will ask? We will ask, please put your bag one side. That meaning we are changing the behavior of first person. From where to where? From block to inline. Saying like you customize the content so that space will be free. We want to sit there. That is the logic of your inline and block. Inline tag says like if there is a space in the same line, why to go to the next line? Come in the same line. Block level says like I have less content or more content, no matter. I want to cover full width. Once you cover the full width, space will not be there. Definitely next we'll go to the new line. Example we are going to create, you will understand easily. We are going to create one HTML file. In that HTML file, this 6 point what you have written all will get covered in one HTML only. Okay, using 5-6 tags we'll write, it will get covered. Block is what, inline is what. Automatically you will reply in the chat. Oh, it's a block level. Okay. Now I will write the next line using CSS. Okay, using CSS. Using CSS. Okay, using CSS, block level element we can convert into inline element. We will change the behavior, and again using CSS, inline element we can convert into block level. Block level element. Okay, and that is the main point of your responsive page. That is the main point of responsive page. In responsive page, we will check the what is the device the user is using. Using CSS, we can identify what is the screen size of the user like device. Suppose if you have opened the page through mobile phone, through the CSS, we'll find out. Okay, what is the screen size you are running? Okay, so we will be keep checking the screen size inside CSS code, and we will write the if else condition, and we will put there if a screen size is between this much pixel to this much pixel, then the tag should be as a block level. If a screen size is between this pixel to this pixel, the tag should be as a inline. Okay, so those come under the media query of CSS. It's come from the CSS3. Okay. Now after this, we will create one example, and under the example, clearly you will understand, yes, block level is what, inline is what, dependent is what, independent is what, and input is what, and output is what. Okay. So hope we have written the notes. Go next. You will create one, you will write one line here. What is the valid extension of HTML document? When you are going to create a HTML file, what are the extensions are possible for HTML file? When we create the Word file, doc we write, docs we write, Excel we create, Excel we write, XLS we write, PPT file we write, PPT something. Okay, similar way, when we create a HTML file, what are the extension is possible and which extension is more Google user friendly? Which extension is more Google friendly? Okay, Google friendly in the sense, when we search something on internet, many page will come in the first position, many page will come 10th position also. So why that pages come? There is a little meaning of your HTML file extension also, and HTML file URL extension also. Okay. So we'll write here the type of extension in the type of file extension. Type of file extension in HTML. The one you have called .html. The one you have called .html, and the second you have that is called .htm. L is optional. In that, the first is the more Google friendly, best for digital marketing. Best for digital marketing. If you want your page should get understood by Google quickly and it should come in Google search very fast, then .html will be more recommended. Google understand this page is a static page and the content will be fixed always. So Google will take higher priority and it may bring in the Google search quickly. Okay, best for digital marketing. Info Compass, all the pages, 800, 900 pages are there. All the pages are based on .html only. It's developed using different framework, but extension is rewritten as a .html. Google understand easily and quickly. Okay, ready? Now come. Create a file. Give the file name called something test.html. Create a file test.html. Okay, create a new file. Give the new file name test.html. Test.html. Suppose if I open this page, okay, in this page, in this page, in this page, where to go? Okay. In this page, suppose this text is written. These texts are written. So what we will say? This is the input or output?
Output.
It's an output. Here, this is the again output only. This is also again output. This is also again output. This is also output. All are output only, but the look is different. Look is not same, right? So question is, when we are going to display the information inside the web page, it is not necessary your all the text will remain same. All the text will look same. Text only, but the look will be different, right? Content only, but the container should be different. Same content will look different if you use different container. Okay, that's what about learning the HTML is meaning the same. According to content, we have to choose the container. Okay, but in the same page, this is called the input tag where we are able to enter the value. Now we can enter the text, we can enter the number, we can enter the alphanumeric, we can select something from here, right? So those are, so whichever the page you open, you will introduce with the two thing only, either you see the output or you give the input. Okay. So we will be creating a file test.html in your maybe HTML folder you have created today. Go there, open a new file, open the new, go to the file, select the new and write something inside ABCD, whichever you want. Okay, write anything in this. Okay, save this file, Control S you can press, or whichever the medium you know to save the file, just save this file, select your HTML folder, give the file name test.html, test.html. You have to write it. .html. Dot you can check once, should not be the comma by mistake. Okay, test.html. Test.html. Hope you given. Save it. Now your file will come under this folder. You can verify once. Under the HTML, you will have a test.html file. Something ABCD we have written. Let it be. How to run it? You can go to the folder and double click on the file. It will come in browser. One option. Another option. Go here in the view menu. One option, go to the folder, double click on the file, it will open in any browser by default. Or second option, go to the view menu. Under the view menu, you have option called view current file in. View current file in, whichever the browser you have in the system, select that. Okay, so under the view menu, we have option called view current file in. Whichever the option comes here, check which browser is exist in your system. Suppose I have Chrome, I will select the Chrome. So my page will open directly under the Chrome. Right? Showing something. Running for how many people? Can you reply in the chat once?
Yeah, I ran it.
Page.
I had a question though. When we save it, we are saving it not as a normal text file, but as all file, correct?
No, we have written not as a text file, we have written as a .html file. We have written as a .html file. Inside we wrote some random text to check whether page is going to run or not. Normal text we have written. As of now, we have not written the HTML code to check whether page is loading in the browser or not.
Okay, so it's on normal text file. Okay.
Page is just, you write anything ABCD and then have a look in the browser.
Yeah.
It should load simply. Now we will delete the content from here. Then you will follow the structure of HTML. How the HTML looks. Okay. Every HTML file, whichever the file we create from today onwards, okay, every HTML file must start from here. That is called as a HTML. Right? So first you enable it. Let's delete that and go to your settings. If you are following the Notepad++, you have to enable it. Go to the settings. Under the settings, there will be preferences. Inside the setting, you have preferences, especially Notepad. Other VS Code or maybe Sublime editor or other editor, it's already there. So you need to go to the Notepad++ settings menu. Under the settings, you have preferences. Select the preferences. And under the preferences, you will select auto completion. Auto completion from left side. Auto completion from the left side. Auto completion from the left side. Right, in auto completion, once you select right hand side, you will see here auto insert option will come. 6 check boxes are there. In my case, all are checked. You may not have it. You can check it. It says like if you open the function symbol, it will close automatically. If you open the single quote, double close will happen automatically. If you open the flower bracket, close will happen. If you open the HTML tag or XML tag, close will happen automatically. Check the 6 check boxes and close it. Check the 6 check boxes and close it. Okay. So auto completion is enabled. Now come to this test file and just you follow the less than symbol. After that, write there HTML, press the greater than again. You will see automatically close will happen. Close happening automatically. That auto close will reduce your 30% of the errors nearly. Okay. Else, if auto close not happen, most of the time we open the tag, we forget to close it manually. And once you forget the close, dependent tag will make problem definitely. Okay.
Theorem, it didn't auto close for me. I didn't get it to auto close.
Come again.
It didn't auto close for me.
Auto close is not happening.
No.
Okay. What is your file extension? .html or something else?
It is, this one is .txt.
No, you have to create .html. Create a new file, give the file name .html. In .txt it will not come. It should be .html. You can create new file, test2.html. .html we have to write manually. Okay, now after that, come inside. HTML is dependent or independent? Open and close. You have written one line, no, today. The tag will open and close separately. It's called as a dependent, right? So it's a dependent tag. Okay, come inside now. So where your HTML start and where HTML end? The start to end is called as a document. In the term of JavaScript, it's called as a document. JavaScript has separate library itself. That's called as a DOM, document object model. That will work from the HTML to HTML. It will not work outside. Okay, so HTML start to HTML end is called a document, and this document will break into two parts. Okay, the first part is called a head section, that is also dependent tag only, and the second part is called a body, that is also a dependent tag itself. Okay, so you can open close. You can see all are open close, all are open close. So that meaning all are dependent. Whichever the tag we have open, HTML, head and body, all are dependent. Now come under the body tag. You can try some 2-3 example will be here there. Automatically will come on the track. Okay. Now under the body tag, whichever the information you want to display to the browser, whichever the information should come in the browser, everything we should write under the body only. Whichever the content we want to display in the browser, everything should be under the body itself. Body is the main container. Body is the main container that is going to hold each and every data of your page. Okay. Head has the different meaning. We are going to make a note. Body has the different meaning. Now under the body, you are going to understand these points. One was called dependent that you saw here. All are open close. That meaning all are dependent. Remaining is what? Remaining is another one we have called independent. After that block level, and after that is a inline. Okay, so go in this file. Now let's write here. Okay, that you have seen already on internet. Same thing I am also going to write here. H1 tag. Okay, H1 tag. It's called a heading tag. We'll write the purpose of this under the developer guide. We'll keep here called heading 1. Heading 1. Okay. And again in the same line, I will write one more called heading 1 only. H1 itself. Heading 1 plus 1. Okay, 1 plus 1. That meaning is the second H1. Heading 1 plus 1. Okay. Now it is clear H1 is open close. So where it's belong to, you can understand it. Yes, it's belong to dependent element. It has open close. Now next matter to understand, when we will run this file, whether both are going to print in the same line or both are going to print in the new line. If it will print in the same line, then we will call it a inline element. If it will print in the new line, then we'll call it a block level element, right? Save the file, run it. Save the file, again go to the browser, reload the page, or maybe go to the view menu and run the page. H1 you have written 2 times. If both print in the same line, then we can say the horizontally same line, not vertically. Vertically same line in the sense, definitely it's a block only. It will go one after the other. Code also I have written purposefully in the same line, so that we will not say, okay, printed code is in the new line, so that it's printing in the new line. Code is in the same line. H1 is open close, another again H1 is open close. Look at here now. So both are printing in the new line. So we can say both belong to block level element. Okay, both belong to block level element. So open close is clear, block level is also clear. Now come down after that, add some more. Okay. Your entire HTML belong to this theory only. The 6 point you have written, entire HTML belong to that theory itself. I will write here called H2. It is H1 to H6. You can write continuous. Okay. Keep as a heading 2. Heading 2. Okay. Write one more called H3. The heading 3. HEA. Heading 3, write one more call H4. Heading 4. Heading 4. Write one more call H5. Heading 5. Write one more call H6. Heading 6. Heading 6. And after this H6, H7 is not available under the dictionary. Okay, so H1 to H6 you are writing. It is coming from where? Where it is written? Okay, it is written under your browser dictionary. So when you run the page, your compiler will go to the dictionary and it will check H1 is there. Yes, H1 is there. What is the meaning of H1? So whatever the meaning of H1 is there, that will apply for this text. Again, your compiler will go to the dictionary and will say H6 is there. Yes, H6 is there. What is the meaning of H6? That meaning of H6 will apply for the where? Content. If you write H7, it will just come as a normal text. It will not have any bold, italic or underline because H7 is not exist under the dictionary. Okay. We will talk on that, how the browser works. When the new version will come in the market on every 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Okay, why the browser company release the different version of the browser? What is the relation between technology, web technology and browser? If they will not release the next version, what problem will come? Okay, all are interlinked, all are in one cycle only, all are in the trouble. HTML will release the new tag. Now Mozilla has to release the new version, else the new tag will not work. Okay, those are dependency of each one. Okay, so hope we wrote H1 to H6. Now run this page again in the browser. As you have written all open close, so definitely all are open close only. Definitely all are open close. So it will call as a dependent. So it will be called as a dependent element. After that, it will be called as a dependent element. After that, when we run the page in the browser, all are printing in the new line. That is called as a, again, block level element. It's a dependent, open close is there, but output is coming in the new line. If the output come in the new line, then we can say, oh, you are the block level element. If you want to print all in one line, then you have to change the nature. From the block, you have to convert into inline. And for that, we have to take the property from CSS. Take the property from CSS and overwrite into HTML. So default property is the block. CSS will come. CSS forcefully will say, leave the block, be inline. So what will happen? All the tag will print in the same line. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
Tell me, sir.
So when you gave this and when you ran the program, why is the size of the size so different, like from heading 1 to heading 6?
That's what I told. This all are coming from the dictionary.
Okay.
Browser have the dictionary called as a library. Okay. So normal day-to-day life, when we read the newspaper, okay, suppose reading the newspaper, and suppose English is written, in that few words are there that is not in our mind. So what we do? We prefer the dictionary. We look into the dictionary, we'll find the word meaning of that dictionary in the meaning of that word in the dictionary. Again, we'll come back and that meaning will apply for the content. Your browser is also working the same here. H1 is not written by us. H6 is not written by us. It's written by whom? The researcher of HTML. They have researched, they have made it. And they have, the browser company has added words for the dictionary. And then they have released the new version. You have downloaded it and you have installed in a system. Now you are writing the HTML code and giving to the browser. Compiler will come. Compiler will read the line. Compiler don't know anything. Compiler will go to where? Dictionary. And it will find what is the meaning of H1. So the dictionary will say H1 will be font size 40 and the font weight will be bold. And H1 should cover the full width. So what will happen? That compiler will come and same meaning will get applied to the H1, right? In future, once we come under the JavaScript, not JavaScript, under the React. Okay, in the React, we have a topic called JSX. Under the JSX, we can create our own tag, dependent or independent both. We can write the meaning for that from our side. We can define the property for that from our side. That's called a props in the React. VBI question people ask in interview, what is the props and what is the JSON?
Okay.
That meaning the person wanted to know, are you able to create a new tag or not? Are you able to write your own property or not? Okay.
Okay.
That
Okay.
also
Got it.
we
Thank
can,
you.
that we will be doing in the future once the time will come. But as of now, what we are learning, look at here. In developer guide, I have written in the first line only. Collections of which one?
Predefined tags.
Predefined, that meaning made by someone else, not made by us. So
Yes.
if it is
Okay.
made by
Got it.
someone else, means we have to understand what he has made, for what purpose
Right.
he did it. Okay. According to need, we can. Normally, when you go to the hospital, what you do? You explain your problem to doctor. Doctor will listen properly. One side he will
Right.
listen your problem, and another side he will keep measuring on his knowledge. He remember paracetamol tablet for what purpose? Correct. If the symptoms are like this, belong to this disease, and this is the disease, then this is the particular composition for that, right? Doctor has
Right.
not made the medicine. Medicine is made
Yes.
by researcher.
Researchers.
Developer
Right.
is
Got
not
it.
going to create the tag. The tag is made by researcher. Now the
Researchers.
company
Right.
will come with a problem. Company will come with a business problem, saying like, this is my business. While handling through the manual, I'm facing difficulties. You please convert into automate. You will listen his problem, and you have the list of technology in your mind. Which technology for what purpose? What are the composition inside? What are the tags? Which tag for what purpose? You will listen his problem, and that problem you will convert into technology, and then solution will come out.
Agreed.
Correct, no? That way your
Agreed. Thank you very much.
okay. Okay, let's come now. So these all are called as a output tag. These all are called as a output tag, not as a input tag. Now we will write another line that will help us to understand the independent tag. Okay, independent tag, only open, not closing. So for that, write the next tag called label. Okay, label. Label. Okay, this file is just random, just to understand that behavior. Okay, label. Next file we'll create, where we'll go in the sequence. So we will write in this label tag used to display text data in web page. Okay, label tag used to display the text data in web page. This one you can keep as a point number 1. Just one you can write, so that we'll identify, okay, label 1 is here, label 2 is here. Keep the second label again. Second label. Put here 2. Use label tag if text is, use label tag if the text is between 1 to 130 characters. So this 2 line is guiding us what is the use of the label tag, and meanwhile you will understand the independent meaning also. Okay, label tag used to display the text data in web page, but limitation is there. Label has the less memory size, label capacity is smaller. So what we can use the label tag if the text you have between 1 to 130 characters. Suppose you want to display your mobile number, you can't use the H1. Okay, H1 have the different meaning itself. So mobile number is between 1 to 130 character. We can use the label tag. You want to display your email ID, you can use the label tag. You want to display a name, you can use the label tag. You want to display some kind of a small text up to 130 character, price of the product, quantity of the product. Okay, a small short description of the product, you can use the label tag. Okay. Common thing in this page for all the tag is what? All are open close. All are open close. Okay. Now once you run the page, you will get to know. All 1 to 6 are dependent, plus it's a block level element. Label is dependent, but the behavior is inline. If you run it, you will run it. Let's see. Both the label will print in the same line. Printing in the same line. Both the label. Just write slowly and check once. Both the label will print in the same line in the browser. First will come label 1, second will come label 2.
So Siram, I have a question here.
Please.
Yeah, this is definitely inline. Even when I run it, it shows label 1, label 2, or sorry, label 2 in the same.
Yes.
Now, that's because the tags are dependent and they're the same. Label is all the
No,
same,
no.
right? No?
Behavior. See, in the day-to-day life, if you say categorize the human being into categorize the human being. So we'll say, okay, male people come this side, female people go this side. We'll categorize like that. So we got how many category? 2 category. Now you start taking the interview of all the males and all the females. If you talk to 10 males, you will find everyone attitude is different, behavior is different. If you talk to the 10 female, you will find everyone way of talking is different, right? So what is that? All are tag only, but their behavior is different. The way of talking is different. Now, according to our need, we have to manipulate that. Don't talk like this, talk like this. Okay?
So meaning that H1 is not the same behavior as label, correct?
No,
Like
H1,
okay.
H1 is a different behavior. That's what I told. Common behavior, you can see common behavior is all are open close, but uncommon behavior is label print in the same line, whereas
I see.
H1 to S6 print in the new line. Right?
So it has nothing to do with the tag being the same or anything like that.
No. There is nothing
Okay.
to do it. Okay. So you can say if it is printing in the same line, we can say the behavior is inline. If print in the new line, the behavior is block. So label behavior is what? Inline because it's printing in the same line. Now in between, we wanted to see where is the so inline you understood. It's printing in the same line. H1 to S6
Correct.
printing in the new line, right? Now we are going to add one extra tag in between, that is called one BR. So our theory says if the tag is open and closed together, then it is called as a independent. Tag is open and closed together, then it's called as a independent. So BR become as a independent, label become as a dependent, H1 to H6 become as a dependent, right? Label behavior is in the same line. H1 to H6 behavior is new line. Okay. We should not make in our mind so many confusion, so many pongal signs, something. Just 6 point. Remember always. If the tag is printing in the same line, then it's called as inline. H1 label was happening. If the tag print in the new line, then it's called as a block label. Right? Same line, inline. Next line, block. Tag is open close, then dependent. Tag is only close open, then as a independent. 4 points, right? You will remember it easily. It's not difficult because everything under the HTML belongs to this only. See, now both are printing where new line. Forcefully we break the line. Then if anyone asks what is the behavior of BR tag, it is inline or block. BR is behavior is inline or block. If you want to identify, write here HR. Block, definitely block. Okay. Because it's breaking the line in between. So how it will break the line? Apply the HR, then you will get to know. Instead of BR, put the HR. HR, BR are same. Just a small difference will be there. Put the HR, then you will get to know. Add the HR here, HR. It's called horizontal rule. Horizontal rule. Okay. Now HR, what he says is bringing one line from beginning to last. Now see, in the line of HR, no space in the left side, no space in the right side. Definitely first content will be the first line, second content will be the third line, second line will get occupied by HR only. BR was also doing the same, but the BR has no any visibility. Just BR is a silent tag. It will not be visible, but it will break the line. So BR and HR both are block level tag. Okay, both are as a block level element that cover the full width. Now this all are, you are taking the input or output. All are output. So we can say all belong to where? Output group. So how many points are clear now? One is called this page is displaying only as a output. So this page, all the tag belong to where? Output tag. Number two, whichever the tag is open and closed separately, those are called as a dependent. Correct? So all are open close except the BR, HR. After that, if the tag print the output in the new line, then it is called as a block label. Block label. If the tag print the output in the same line, then it's called as a inline. Correct? After that, if the tag is only open, then it is called as a independent. That is your BR and HR. One is missing, that is called input tag. Input tag, right? So we can go here and we can write one line here. After a BR, enter your name. Right here called input type equal to text, text. Put a slash in the last. This is also called independent tag only. So it will give a place where you can enter something. It will give a place where you can enter something. Check now. One text box will appear where you can enter something. That becomes a input element. Remaining all are as a output element. One is input element, remaining all are as a output element. Okay, so input or output. Last one is input. Look at here. I went here. Yes, we are able to enter something. So this remaining all belong to output. This belong to input. Wherever it's print in the new line, that's called a block. Where it's a print in the same line, it's called a inline. Wherever you have only open with the slash in the last, call it independent. Okay, so 5-6 point. Remember, again we will log in tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Sorry, not 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Okay, so clear, or anyone have doubt anything?
So we can get to the recorded session, sir, but today's session only.
Now today you can't get today. Today you will get
Because I was commuting, so I was like off I followed and then I was commuting, then again I joined like that is happening.
the today video you cannot get today because it is now you can see the people are logging for the next class. The next class will continue. Again at 11 o'clock I have next class. Again 1 o'clock I have next class. Again 2:30 I have, it goes till 9 o'clock. Okay, the Zoom I will log out at 9 o'clock. Once I will log out, then this 8 classes video will start converting. It will go till 2 o'clock night, 3 o'clock night. Conversion will happen and it will convert the video like this. Also, you can you see here. So that video will convert like this. So this will be the MP4 video. Sequentially it will get converted. So that today video we can give you tomorrow once you log in the Zoom. In the Zoom we have option in the chat. We can drag and drop the files. It will come to your chat. You can download it. That way I'm doing. Daily video will not be possible because it will convert after 12, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock night. Okay, video you will get, but one day late. What we have learned, it is not difficult. They will revise tomorrow once. Okay, tomorrow we'll count on the finger and then we'll continue. What we have learned today, tomorrow you will count on finger, then we'll continue. You will remember everything.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then see you tomorrow.
So the material and all you will share, sir, like reading materials.
No, sir. Theory material I don't give. I will be giving the material for question answer for the interview. 1200 question answer I'll give you for interview. Okay, in the form
Okay,
of
that advancedly you will give, right, sir?
Hmm?
Like you will give that like in between, sir.
According to need, I'll give you. You don't
Okay,
worry.
sir.
So what we learned today, just control that much only. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Like we learned 6 point today, no, just manage it properly. Remember for tomorrow. Tomorrow, what you learn, just hold it. Don't lose it. Okay. Daily some 10 points you will learn, just manage it. Okay. Within 1 month, you will have 200 points in your mind. Okay. Right. Controlling is the big matter. Okay. My content will go in the very ascending order. It will not come randomly. If suppose someone will ask also something in between that is out of the current scenario, I will not explain him. I will say just wait for some time. Once time will come, automatically it will come out. Okay. So sequentially it will go and it will be helpful only. You will not get confused.